So 9:15 a.m. every Eastern, just for everybody tuning in today. Happy Friday. And we talk about technology pain points and things that can either hurt or help your business from a technology perspective and how to solve those challenges. So I'm joined today by our CEO, Kelly Siegel. Good morning, Kelly. And Kelly,
Morning.
today we're talking about a lack of IT planning. So what do you do if you don't have a plan, and why does your business need one? So let's start there.
Well, you fail. Fail to plan to fail. The age-old adage is. That sounds kooky, and you're going to hear me say some things that are on repeat, but never before, ever in the 25 years of me being in business, is it more important than to review IT, especially right now, but now every 3 years, perhaps every year, just to make sure everything is covered.
Yeah.
We are getting reports, thank goodness, nothing on any NTM customers, but I'm hearing reports of the bad actors getting in through Wi-Fi, through postage machines, through FedEx machines. They are finding any which way, shape, or form. So it's kind of like a insurance audit. They say that you should shop your insurance every 3 years. We need to be upgrading equipment. Things aren't lasting as long. The age old have said it and forget it. And if it's not causing a problem, don't think about it or over. We have got to, they're manufacturing equipment crappier. I've patented that word. That was a terrible word, but I'm smarter than that. Anyways, they're cutting corners, getting things out faster. In today's marketplace, it's get to market as fast as you can, maybe not the best gear. So, and then every 3 years, things are speeding up and getting smaller. So you got to go through and here's another thing that's IT, and we've heard it from you and me every Friday, is we got to go through and talk to our insurance company and make sure that we're covered and that the boxes aren't just checked. A lot of times we're coming in and doing a secondary audit, and the existing IT provider, whether it be a provider or an internal guy, just check the boxes and says, yeah, we're good. Well, here's the newsflash. If you check the boxes and then they do an audit, and after you get ransomware, the insurance companies aren't going to pay for it.
No.
So I'm not sitting here trying to scream, but with a little preventative maintenance, just one call to me, I can tell you very quickly if you're covered or not. And I can guarantee you, if you haven't talked to your provider or they haven't shown you reports, you're probably in harm's way. So spend an hour with NTM or your existing provider and ask them the 7 questions that's in our white paper that's on the Trust NTM /offer. This stuff is real deal. It's really happening. And if people think it's not, this is like COVID. It happens. You think it's going to happen. It won't happen to you until it does. And you're out of business, or you're writing a huge check that you didn't want to do. And we could have avoided that.
Yeah, no, I completely hear what you're saying. So as we're going through, as a company is going through that sort of assessment or audit, like you talked about earlier, spending an hour with NTM, and they're kind of crafting that IT plan, what are maybe half a dozen, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that a business should start looking for when they're working with their IT provider and crafting an IT plan?
Well, first of all, don't take anybody's word for it. Show me. It's the show me world.
Got it.
Make them provide reports that say that the work that they're doing is being done. Most notably, it's IT 101 is the patching, the patching of the software, the security patching, Microsoft patching. The second thing is show me what your password policies are, as well as show me what you're doing to protect our email, because that's the number one culprit right now. It will change. These bad actors are quicker and faster than some of the terrorists are. So you just got to be smart and be proactive. And when I say spend an hour with NTM, that doesn't mean that I'm going to sit here and spit sales at you. That's not at all. I'm going to ask you what you're doing, and then we're going to offer you our network assessment, which, if you go to that website, is at no charge right now, because I'm not trying to sell you something. We're just trying to shed light that this is a bigger issue than what you think, because a lot of companies are embarrassed and they're hiding it.
Yeah.
So they're getting, and it's a lot like COVID is. They don't want to tell anybody because they're going to be shamed, or people are going to not do business with them. But we have to work together as a team and share this knowledge to figure out where these vulnerabilities are.
Yeah.
I just talked to a company that third party that got it through a FedEx machine, and I said I need to know more immediately, and they wouldn't talk to
Jeez.
me. They were embarrassed.
Hmm.
It's like, how did it? There's more information that I need to figure out how they came in through a FedEx machine. But the moral of the story is everybody's at risk, whether you're a small little dental practice or a small little marketing company, all the way through to the huge corporations. And I will tell you, this core company is the company everybody knows, and it was a $4 million ransom.
Ooh.
4 million. So
Ouch.
this is no joke. But 4 million to this company is probably, a couple thousand to you and me. But either way,
So
let's
checking the
steer clear.
password policy is a really important one. Having an IT framework. The third one was protecting your email. And the fourth one was action. Don't believe them. Actually see that everything's being protected.
And the other thing too is test. We want to do some testing. NTM has instituted testing because, man, there's a reason why in airplanes and on the space shuttle they go through in scenarios where engine failure, because you don't know until you need it. So we do mock restores, we do test failovers, we shut things down because we don't want to assume that it's going to be there when we need it. Heck, I got a generator at my house. It goes on once a week to make sure it works, because if it sits there forever, you don't know until you know. And then when you need it, you really need it. So what number one was the patching's being done, the password policies, the email protection, and then backups and testing. And then we have additional layers. We have something called rollback feature where we can roll back computers and servers back to the before ransomware. And it's an ongoing battle, and we're not going to stop. We're going to continue to push forward. And this is here to stay, like taking our shoes off at the airport, and like, masking up in airports and in different countries. Some of this stuff is here to stay, and it's good for us. We got to be more diligent.
So when we're going through that process with a new business, a Detroit business, a business in Northern Ohio, whatever, and they're going through this with us, how long does it typically take to go through those pieces and put that IT plan together?
Surprisingly, it does not take that long. And a lot of companies want to stall because they think we're trying to rush. We talked about the rushing. If you rush, I always say measure 10 times a cut once rather than the reverse.
Yeah.
The good news is we've done this for so many times. We know what to look for and what to spot right off the bat. And there's certain red flags that are and some of them is so easy and so quick to fix that it's like, why wait? So we can go as fast or as slow as you want. And then as long as everybody checks their ego at the door, a lot of times we'll just come in and say, here, tell your current provider IT to fix this and this. And then, oh, by the way, show us that they did it. And that's where the ego gets upset. Well, we did it. Okay. Show me the report where it says these machines are patched. Show me the test restore. And then that's where you separate the men from the boys.
Yeah. That's where they either shit the bed or they tell you the truth.
This is a PG-13 show.
Yes. All right. We get one per show.
There should be a poop in there everywhere.
Yeah. So if you see a report and their current IT provider isn't fixing these things, or those permissions or whatever isn't set, what does NTM do?
Well, we discuss it with them when we discuss a plan of when to do this, because depending on which part of that, it can be a little bit invasive in that it's a change. Yeah. But if it's communicated properly, if it's the topic of this thing, if it's planned out properly and communicated, that's the one part we need to communicate it to everybody. Yeah. It's absolutely painless. Is it a change? Yes. Is it necessary? Yes. It's like going through the TSA checks at the airports. It's a pain to take your shoes off, but hey, if it's for safety, let's do it. So
Yeah.
if they listen to us, it's relatively painless. But it's always, well, my uncle, my aunt, my cousin, someone, this, that, other. I had a call from an existing customer yesterday. Said, well, I trust this person. I trust this person to add this network, this to our computer network. And I said, really? How many years have they been in IT? And they're like, well, none. And then I said, you realize that they grabbed the main IP address, which was going to shut down your entire network? No. And then I said, they got to communicate with us. And again, it was a failure to plan. It was someone called us, said, we need access to the network right away. We're adding something on it. And I said, whoa, hold the phone, pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Let's slow this down. And it went from absolutely a rush to, whoa, I understand where you're coming from and what we do.
Yeah.
And then we were able to explain to them why it was a no-no from every perspective. So they were going to rush. They were going to make themselves cyber insecure. They were going to make bring their network down. And it was all because they failed to plan, and their failure to plan became our problem. And the new calm Kelly Siegel says, let's slow this thing down. And we prevented disaster. And hey, part of my new business is being a therapist. So I just sat there and listened, and I said, I got the marching orders, and we'll deliver results, because that's what we do.
Absolutely. I love it. Kelly, where can people find out more about NTM and what you guys are doing at NTM?
Well, man, we're all over the web thanks to our amazing marketing guru, Dave Scott, and Scott Growth Strategies. But I keep sending everybody to that www.trustntm.com/offer. And there it is a really long, keep scrolling, and there's information on top of information. But call me. I'm very, very busy. We're getting a lot of these phone calls, but I will give you the truth. I will tell you the exact truth, even if it hurts. We're doing an audit for a big company here in Detroit who reached out to us, and I said, hey, I'll do this. It's a big name. And I said, I'll do this at no charge, because that's the offer. Yeah. And we're doing that for a limited time, because we want to create awareness that there are some pretender companies out there that say that they got you covered, and they're not. So start having that uncomfortable conversation with your IT partner or your in-house IT, saying, hey, how exposed are we? But hit that website, and there's 7 points that I want you to look at. They're very important. We didn't put this out there. We did a lot of research. We didn't put this out there for our health. We put this out there to protect you. So go to trustntm.com/offer, download the white paper, and call me up on my cell phone at 248-808-4888 and say, Kelly, I'm worried. Or what did you mean by this double ransomware thing? Because, I don't want any of my personal business out there. Ask questions, and I will talk to you ad nauseum. And if this blows up, which we expect it to, we'll expand the call center for more to set up immediate appointments, and we'll walk through. Nobody will be left behind. I will help everybody that reaches out to us.
Love it. Kelly, just so you know, parking lot item before we adjourn today. This goes live on Facebook, 9:15 a.m. Eastern every Friday. And it goes live on YouTube. And we also put it on LinkedIn shortly thereafter. Thank you, my friend. This has been another excellent call, a great spend of my time, and I hope you have a good weekend.
Enjoy the girls skiing, man. That's what we do this stuff for.
It is skiing with my daughters. It'll be great. We'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Talk to you, brother.